This is Peggy McColl, and this is a very important podcast, one that I suggest you really give your undivided attention to. Because during this time that we are going to be investing together, I'm going to share with you the 3 powerful and simple steps to manifest literally anything that you desire. Now, these steps have been used by me to manifest every great success in my own life. And I'm going to share with you a couple different examples of that. I've used these steps to manifest my wonderful husband, Denis, and we've now been together over 15 years and in a wonderful, blissful, happy, loyal, loving, connected marriage. I'm so grateful for him, and I've used these steps to manifest him into my life and be married and happily married. I've also used these steps to manifest wonderful, committed, connected, enjoyable, fun relationship with my son and my grandson, James. And of course, I've manifested wonderful, magical trips with my grandson and my daughter-in-law as well. I've used this to manifest dream homes, multiple dreams homes. Here's just one of the dream homes that I manifested a number of years ago. I've also used this process to manifest this spectacular backyard that I had built in one of my homes a number of years ago, where there was nothing there, but I visualized and saw and connected to and felt the joy of having this exceptional backyard. And I manifested that. I've also manifested another property, another home that my husband and I purchased in beautiful Florida that backed onto a private golf course. And this too was manifested literally out of thin air. I've manifested another additional property, a waterfront home, a second home, relatively close to our home here in Ottawa, that I saw my husband and I owning and enjoying, and I manifested that. And of course, the home that we're in now, which is over 9,000 square feet, a spectacular home on a beautiful property backing onto a private golf course that's located in the Ottawa area. And this home was another manifestation. So I'm going to share with you these steps that I've used to manifest all of these things and more in my life. I've manifested vehicles, my Jaguar, my multiple Mercedes that I have bought. I've manifested donating money to the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario when I made a decision that I was going to raise enough funds to buy a particular machine for the hospital. I've used this to manifest relationships with wonderful people that were previously my mentors and have become my friends, like Bob Proctor, and flying with him multiple times in his private jet, of having wonderful relationships with incredible people like Neil Donna Walsh, Marianne Williamson, Robin Sharma, Gay Hendricks, and to have had a client like Wayne Dyer. Actually, he was my client. Marcy Shimoff, Greg Braden, Hay House was a client of mine. Richard Carlson, who wrote Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and Debbie Ford. All of these were manifestations. I've manifested trips all over the world, trips with friends, flying on private jets, and things like that. I've manifested my 17 books in 37 languages and sold in over 100 countries. I manifested my New York Times bestseller. I've manifested my business doing profitable revenue well in excess of $1 million each and every year by doing work that I absolutely love, that I'm very passionate about. But it doesn't matter where you came from. And I really want you to know that. You might even be watching that and going, or listening to that and thinking, oh yeah, that's fine for you, Peggy, but you came from a silver spoon in your mouth. Well, I did not. I was raised in a very poor family, a poor environment. We were dysfunctional, and there was a lot of abuse in our home. Now, I'm not blaming anyone or my parents, and I'm certainly not feeling anything negative about that experience, because it truly was a blessing in my life. But now, as you're hearing and perhaps even seeing, you understand that what I've created has been phenomenal success. So some of it out of thin air. So what's the first step? We're going to make this so simple for you that you really understand it. But more importantly, I'm going to encourage you to follow through, to ensure that you're following these steps so that you're manifesting anything and everything that you desire in your life. So step number 1 is You become very clear on what you would love. So, for example, I shared with you that I manifested my husband. I became very clear on what that relationship would be like, how I would feel in it, and all the attributes of a very successful, happy, loving relationship. So I saw myself walking down the road holding the hand of my significant other. I saw him opening the door of the car for me or opening the door of a building for me. I saw us laughing and sharing and enjoying quality time. I saw us together on special holidays. I saw us together all the time. I saw us traveling together. But I really, really got clear on what it is that I would love in that relationship. And I've done the same thing with homes, multiple homes, dream homes, vehicles, the business. I decided. So what is this step one? It's where you sit down, you take either a pen and a piece of paper or put your fingers on a keyboard and you write out what you would love. But here's an important part of step number one. You write out your goals or your desires as if you already have them. So you would write out, I am so happy and so grateful now that I have attracted into my life my soulmate and we're in a committed, wonderful, enjoyable, fun, loving, committed, loyal relationship together. If you're looking to own a dream home, you would say, I'm so happy and grateful that I bought and paid for my beautiful dream home. And then you would describe it if you knew what you wanted. For example, you could say it's very spacious. It's a quality home. It's all on one level. There's a beautiful pool in the background. It's located in the most perfect area of, and you could describe that area, or maybe it's waterfront, but you get clarity around what it is that you would love. So step number one actually is not something that you just sit down and take 1 minute to do. Invest the time to really think about what you would love. And remember this is really important. I want you to really listen to what I'm about to say. You do not have to know how you're going to manifest it. Just decide at this point, what would you love? What would you love? What would you love to have? What would you love to do? What would you love to experience? Who would you love to be? Write down everything that you would love. And remember, there's no limits. You do not have to know how, but you must declare, you must ask for what you want. That is, in simplicity, the very first step. But I see many people don't even bother doing this. Now, why wouldn't you bother? Paradigms, perhaps, old conditioning, who knows? But you're here. You're listening, you're watching, you're here right now. Make a decision. You're going to invest some time in you, in your future, in your dreams. Do it right now. Don't go any further. You could stop this, you could pause this, but follow through by making some clear decisions on what you would love. Step number two, very, very important step. Do not miss this step, and that is to determine what do you need to believe in order to have all of those things that you've set for yourself? For example, when I decided that I would attract my soulmate relationship into my life, what did I need to believe? I needed to believe that I was worthy of love. I needed to believe that it was possible. I needed to believe that I was in it, that I was enjoying it, that I was happy, that my partner was happy too. I had to believe in all of this, which was something that I simply sat down, made some decisions on, and got clarity around what I needed to believe in order to have that. The same thing with home, a home, multiple homes, your dream home, a multi-million-dollar home. You see, a lot of people don't even bother setting the goals for themselves because they don't know how they're going to accomplish it. They don't believe in the laws of the universe. They don't believe in the unseen. They don't have faith. So what would you need to have and believe in order to experience this? Well, you need to believe that it's possible. And not only possible, that it's possible for you. You need to believe that it's already done. You need to believe in the invisible. You need to believe in what's possible for you. You need to believe that you deserve it. So you've got to get the clarity around what do you need to believe in order to have all of those things in your life. And what these beliefs are are what's called paradigms. And you build those paradigms, you build them within yourself. You build them by conditioning yourself. And we'll talk about the conditioning part in step number 3, which is really fun. It's really fun. But in order for you to get there, you've got to do these first 2 steps, getting clarity on what it is that you would love, and then sitting down and really understanding what you need to believe in order to have that. Now, don't make this any more complicated than what it is. You could be doing what I'm saying in this podcast. You could be deciding that you're going to sit down, write out what it is that you would love to have, and then sit down and write down what the beliefs are. It doesn't have to be 183 beliefs. It could be 5 beliefs. It could be that it's already done. You believe it. It happened easily, that you are in a state of gratitude, that you're really connecting to the joy of manifesting all of this in your life with such grace and with such ease. Whatever it is you feel that would be a belief that would really help you to get to where you want to go, grab a hold of that and write it down as well. So step number 1, you're going to write down or type, if you want to create it on your computer or on some kind of a device, what you would love, and then write down and follow that up with what do you need to believe in order to have that. All right, then let's go to step number 3, powerful step number 3. Then you live it. What do I mean by that? You're going to be walking around every single day. You're going to be functioning in this world as if your goals, as if your desires are already done. This is so essential. This is the part that people mess up. This is the part that people simply miss. You cannot, I repeat, cannot miss this step. You must live it. You've got to feel it as if it's here right now. And you have very likely heard about my technique called the Power Life Script. And if not, go and check it out at powerlifescript.com. But the Power Life Script is where you script your life. You write a written description as if you are already living that incredible dream life. Now, I started this process back in the 90s, and I wrote my Power Life Script based on what we're talking about right here in this podcast. I decided what I wanted to experience in my life. I determined what I needed to believe in order to have it. I wrote it out all as if it was in present tense. I wrote out detailed descriptions of what it felt like to be living in that home, to be with my wonderful husband, to see myself and experience driving down the road in my convertible Jag. All of that was something that I scripted and that I listened to it every single day, because what that did was it conditioned me to believe that it was already done. You see, you've probably heard the expression, if you hear something over and over again, you will start to believe it. Well, that's the truth. Why is that true? Because you're impregnating your subconscious mind. You're building the belief system within you so that you create that sense of certainty that you know that it's already done. Now, those are the 3 steps. Simple, yes. Easy, not so much. The reason is because we are habitual creatures. We tend to think the same way, to speak the same way, to feel the same way every single day. So we've got to break the old patterns, create some new patterns, these patterns of success, so that you're manifesting with lightning speed, with total ease. And I'm going to tell you from experience, from manifesting everything that's wonderful into my life, that I have done, that I've created it, I've accomplished all of this by simply following through these 3 steps. Now, what do I suggest that you do right now? Follow through. Do it. Follow these 3 steps right now. It's going to take some work, but you know something? It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's all about you, and it's all about your goals. It's all about you manifesting everything that you desire into physical form. So this is what we call a creative process. And it really starts with you making a decision and then sitting down and thinking, well, what would I love? And then you get that clarity. Well, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And remembering in this process that you're not allowing yourself and old beliefs to get in your way. So you're getting clear on what you would love, you're determining what would that feel like, and you're living from the end. You're living as if it's already done. Now, you don't need to go any further. This is it. This is the process. This is how it works. I know. I'm living it. I've been studying this for over 40 years. I understand it, but more importantly, my results are reflective of this idea, of these ideas. Now, I'm going to tell you that I did think for many, many, many years, I did think that this was a heck of a lot more complicated than what it really is. It's not complicated. It's easy, but you got to understand. You got to understand yourself, and you have to work with the process, because if you don't do the work, you will not receive the benefits. So you've got to do the work. So get clear now. Sit down. Really think about it. What you would love, not what you think you can afford or what you think you can do. What would you love? All right. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. You see, old paradigms, old beliefs are going to block you. You'll start to think about what you want, and then you'll start to think, oh, I can't have that, or why would I have that? And I'm not raised in the right environment. I don't have the money. And you just start thinking about all kinds of ridiculous ideas that are simply going to block you. But my desire is to have you getting out of your own way and manifesting with lightning speed, manifesting like I'm manifesting like the other great manifestors in this world are manifesting. But it is up to you. It kind of reminds me of that wonderful, cute little saying that goes like this: if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. Well, it's up to you. So go and make it happen now. And as the wonderful, great Neville Goddard says, regardless of what your desire is, regardless of how faithfully and intelligently you follow the law, he's talking about the laws of the universe here, if you do not feel natural about what you want, you will not be it. And that really applies to anything. If you're not feeling natural about having what you desire, if you're not feeling natural about experiencing what you would love to experience, if you're not feeling natural about having your dreams fulfilled, you're not going to have them. They're not going to manifest. So how do you get to that point of naturalness? By following these 3 steps. Now, the most powerful technique that I found to really step into step number 3, that's assuming you've done step number 1, and step number 2 is with your Power Life script. All right? I can't make it any more easier for you than this, or simple. It's so incredibly simple. So I suggest that you get into the discipline of doing these things, or doing the first 2 steps, and then living it every single day. Daily disciplines. That's what I found to make the biggest difference in my life. So every day I wake up and I'm living it. How do I live it? I live it by writing in my gratitude journal. I live it by doing my affirmations. I live it by doing my mirror work. I live it by doing my visualization. I live it by listening to my Power Life script multiple times every single day. And these things that I'm talking about have become my daily disciplines that I absolutely follow through with every single day. Not once in a while, not for 20 minutes while you're listening to a podcast, not every quarter when you go to a seminar or you watch an online event, every single day. There's power in repetition of positive aspects of manifesting. There's power in that, and that's what I'm giving to you, all right? So follow what I'm suggesting, and if you want more tools, we've created them for you. You can go to the manifestationtoolbox.com. Totally free, manifestationtoolbox.com. There you'll find a daily discipline checklist. You'll also have me, and you'll see more information on other podcasts that we've done, other valuable resources that we've done, because I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you manifest your dreams. But I'll do my part. I want you to also do your part. What's your part? Following through on these 3 steps, this 3-step process. Do it today, because you're going to be very glad that you did. And I'm going to wrap up this podcast with a wonderful quote by my wonderful friend and mentor, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor says, when you've made a clear, committed decision, it will open up the universal floodgates, bringing you all the resources you need, sometimes in seemingly mysterious or impossible ways. I can share with you story after story after story. There's a podcast on how I manifested my first dream home. And this, I had no money. This is a great story. I had no money when I went to buy that home. But yet, seemingly mysterious or what might be impossible ways manifested in my life. I met my husband when I was out walking my dog, seemingly mysterious or impossible ways. They work. It works. This process works. So follow my 3-step process to manifest today, and you will find yourself experiencing extraordinary results. All right, that is our podcast for you. Our manifestation podcast showing you how you can manifest your every desire. Of course, have fun with it, and I'll see you in another manifestation podcast.